ಓಂ ಗುರುರ್ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುರ್ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗುರುರ್ದೇವೋ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಗುರು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರವೇ ನಮಃ. Fifth chapter, 12th one, little bit we say and proceed to the 13th one. Yuktah karma phalam tyaktva shantimapnoti naishtikim ayuktah kamakarena phaloya sakto nibadhyate. We, according to the result, according to the goal, we have to design the path. We have to design the path according to the goal. ಗಮ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವ ದಾರಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು? ವಾಟ್ ಪಾತ್ we have to adopt depends upon the goal we have to reach. If the goal is myself, that is my real nature, then the path is not going elsewhere but coming back to yourself. ನಾನೇ ನನ್ನ ನಿಜಸ್ವರೂಪವೇ ತಲುಪತಕ್ಕದ್ದಾದರೆ ನಾನು ಹೊರಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತನ್ನ ಹತ್ತಿರನೇ ಬರಬೇಕು, ತಾನಾಗೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಬಿ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಬಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಟು ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಬಿ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಟು ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ವೇದಾಂತ ಸೇಸ್ ಈಸ್ unnaturalness is the samsara. All samsara is being unnatural. Discovering your natural self, coming back to your natural state is the goal. ಕೃತ್ರಿಮವಾಗಿ ಇರುವುದು ಸಂಸಾರ, ಕೃತಕವಾಗಿರುವುದು ಸಂಸಾರ, ಸಹಜ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ಬರುವುದು ಮೋಕ್ಷ. So this is a strange thing. The human mind cannot itself cannot discover. The human mind itself cannot discover, cannot find out the solution. Shastra or Guru has to help us because our condition aggravates the problem. It doesn't solve the solution, doesn't give the solution. First thing is we are extroverted. Our attention is outside. Extroverted. So this extrovertedness, bahirmukhata, is a real problem. Extrovertedness, bahirmukhatvave nijavada tappu. Because when I take myself to be an individual jiva, identified with the body, mind and sense organs, I stand as a karta bhokta, an individual. This very individuality is a denial of my real nature. Once I am in this unnatural state of me, this is not me, I take myself as me. This is a strange thing. I think there is nothing comparable to it. It is totally strange, unlike anything in life. I am somebody which is not my real me, which is not my real nature. ನಾನು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು అంటే తనను కాదని తాను ఇంకొకటేదో అనుకొని కూర్చున్నాడు. ತನ್ನನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಾನು ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ಎಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಟ್ಟ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ತಾನೇ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಐ ಮಿಸ್ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಂಜ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಮಿಸ್ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ದಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೀ, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಟೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೀ. And however so I continue in that self, this artificial self, false self, howsoever I continue, stubbornly I continue, I keep continuously missing myself, that unnatural taken as myself, the non-self taken as myself can never satisfy me. ನಾನಲ್ಲದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾನೆಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡರೂ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ನಾನಲ್ಲದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾನೆಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದರೂ ನಮಗೆ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡರೂ ತನ್ನ ನಿಜವಾದದ್ದನ್ನು ತಾನು ಕಲ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ತಾನು ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದದ್ದನ್ನು ಕಲ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದನ್ನು ತಾನೆಂದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿಡುವುದು. ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ರಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ and taking a non-self as myself. This non-self as a myself is not a conscious attempt, is not a conscious choice. It is a natural, instinctive misunderstanding. See, the strange thing about it is an instinctive misunderstanding. I have not made a choice. In fact, the individuality itself is found not as a result of choice. ಜೀವಭಾವ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಜೀವನಿದ್ದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಜೀವಭಾವ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಿಂದ ತಂದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಈ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ, ನಾನು ಇರುವುದು ಹಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಐ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೈಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ಜೀವ. ಜೀವ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ ಹೂ ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಓನ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ and takes up something else as myself and finds himself somebody else himself and misses his own self, his real self. This is the condition called jiva, is samsari. If this is the problem, then the solution, the path, the sadhana has to be designed accordingly. See, and this diagnosis of the real problem is not easy. We can't make out. Unless some guru, shastra points out, impossible to discover it. This is the strange thing about it. But once they point out, it is easy to discover. See, it is a discovery. See, even shastra's teaching, it is teaching you to discover, not asking you to believe. Okay? It is advising you. It is helping you to discover. It is only understanding again, not just to be accepted or believed. Shastra is helping you, drawing your attention in the right angle, and points out, repeatedly points out, look at the right way. Now this is, once I miss myself, take myself to be somebody else. This somebody else as myself is a totally unhappy, unacceptable self to me. I am unacceptable to myself. But this confusion is such that more I struggle, more I strive for acquiring something else, more I strive to acquire something else, more I end up being a false self. Because ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನೋ ಅಷ್ಟಷ್ಟು ಈ ತಪ್ಪು ಭಾವದಲ್ಲೇ, ಈ ತಪ್ಪು ಆತ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ, ತಪ್ಪು ಆತ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ ಜೀವಭಾವದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದು ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. More I strive, more I struggle to acquire something, to gain something, more I continue to be in my false individuality, a false self. Because all my attempt, all my striving, all my struggle is issuing from this small false self. ನನ್ನ ಈ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯಿಂದಲೇ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳು, ನನ್ನ ಆಯಾಸ, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳು, ಆಯಾಸಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಅದರಿಂದಲೇ ಹೊರಡುತ್ತಾ ಇವೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದರೂ ಆ ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಹಾಗೇ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳು. So all my attempts, all my struggle, all my strivings are issuing from this false self, this misunderstanding, and this misunderstanding remains untouched, remains uncorrected in all my attempts. In all my attempts, my misunderstanding remains untouched, uncorrected, unquestioned. My misunderstanding that I am somebody, that my false self is myself, which is my misunderstanding. I remain in that. All my attempts, struggles, looking outside with my perception, inference, with my intellect and sense organs. With my sense organs and intellect, I strive hard, work hard, observing, doing something, acquiring, changing, experiencing, do many things. Acquire, change, learn, experience, again find something else, go all around the world. We search all over the world. Oh, what not? We leave nothing. But more I search, more I do. All that is an expression of my extroverted mind. All that is an expression of my ಬಹಿರ್ಮುಖತ್ವ. ನಾವು ಮಾಡುವ ಪ್ರಯಾಸಗಳು, ಆಯಾಸಗಳು, ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಿರ್ಮುಖತ್ವ ಸೂಚಕವೇ. ಬಹಿರ್ಮುಖತ್ವವೇ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ನಾನಾಗಿ ಇರುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇನ್ನು ಯಾರೋ ಎಂದು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿತು. ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದುಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ in my false self, I continue that my false self's attempts, false self's expression of my false self in the form of my struggling, striving, looking outside, thinking, imagining, doing all sorts of things. All of them are expressions of my false self. The false self is encouraging, allowing it. So this has become a self-contradictory. False self won't go away if I express the false self in the form of struggling, looking outside, go on looking, struggling, working hard, gaining, experiencing. All these are expressions of my false self. More I do, more I continue to be a false self alone. There is no way. I would never think, I would never imagine that this my very struggle, my very individuality, my very self itself is wrong. I have to question my very individuality. I have to question my very individuality, myself, my activity, my outlook, my thinking. Whole thing has to be questioned. I could never dream of it. ನನಗಿದು ಯೋಚನೆಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡುವುದು ಇದೆಲ್ಲನೇ ಇದೇ ತಪ್ಪು, ಇದೇ ನನಗೆ ಅಡ್ಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ತನಗೆ ತಾನಿಗೆ ಹೊಳೆಯುವುದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ನೆವರ್ ಅಕ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್. Because the very intellect always looks outside. The intellect's thinking, imagining, working, learning, growing, all that is turned in one direction. And that direction, if that intellect turns its direction from the extroverted to introverted, the very intellect will not remain intellect. If you turn your mind inside, you don't remain an individual at all. The very individuality dissolves. The very extroverted mind, intellect, sense organs, all that dissolves. You come to discover yourself. But thing is, that is the thing which I do as a last thing. That is the last thing I do. Because by nature, my mind is turned outside. By mind, sense organs, intellect, all of them are turned in one direction. They always look outside. Because I take myself for granted. That I am an individual. Now I have to achieve something. I have to learn something. I have to experience something. I have to go out and do something. I never question myself because I take myself for granted as I know myself to be. ನನಗೆ ಈಗ ಯಾರೆಂದು ಗೊತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತಾನೆ. ತನ್ನನ್ನು ತಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. He never questions himself. He takes himself for granted and goes on doing. More he fails, more he does. More he fails, more he does. More he works hard, more he does. But more you do, more you remain the same person. It's a very strange thing. That's why a person got caught in this wheel of a wrong perception about yourself. I have a wrong perception. I have it, I have not made it. See, note it. I have not consciously made it, because this is what I am, choicelessly. Instinctively, this is what I am. Natural, we call it. In this natural self, all my attempt presupposes this natural false self. Okay? All my attempt, all my outlook, my attempt, my intellect, my mind, sense organs, my activity, my thinking, everything presupposes this individuality, that I am an individual. Identify with my body, mind and sense organs. This is what I am, and I am trying something. I want to become something, I want to achieve something. So this sense of becoming issues from my understanding of myself as a jiva, as an individual. Oh, what a strange and miserable situation we are. Horrible, helpless. Nobody can do anything. The more we do, just nobody knows what we are doing. We are all under confusion. Confusion means not exactly confusion. We call it as what you say, just don't know what to do. What we are doing is not working out, and we don't know what else to do. And all that we know is this, and it is not working. But more we try, but it's not helping. But we don't know what else to do. And this is all we do, and this is all we are capable of. Our mind, what our mind is capable, we do. What our sense organs are capable, we do. Whatever our mind, our sense organs, our individuality is capable of, we do. But that is exactly is samsara. What our individual is capable of is not enough. What our intellect is capable of doesn't help. What our sense organs are capable of seeing, it doesn't help. Because what they do is, they take the individuality, that I am somebody, for granted and proceed. ನಾನು ಇದು ಒಂದು ಜೀವ, ಕರ್ತಭೋಕ್ತ, ಇಂದ್ರಿಯ ದೇಹ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳಿರುವವನು ಎಂಬುದು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮುಟ್ಟುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. He never touches that. First time it is Vedanta tells you, are you an individual? Question that first. What you have taken for granted, all your life, all your janmas, how many janmas, how many births you have been taking. You have taken for granted that you are an individual. It is questioning, are you an individual first? Question that. This is a shocking thing. You mean the student, a disciple, first when he hears this from Guru, from Shastra, you mean I am not what I am? You mean I am not this individual? Then what else I am then? What else I am, you mean? In the beginning it looks that it is unbelievable, that I am not what I take myself to be, that I am not what I understand myself to be. This is a very strange. Nobody told me. None of my friends, none of my education system, my books and all the intellectuals of the world, all over the world, nobody ever told me that you have to question yourself. This is the first time I am hearing from Vedanta. You mean I should what I am and what I take myself to be, what I have been doing, you mean all this is fundamentally wrong? Yes, all this is fundamentally wrong. It's a shocking to him. If he is open-minded. If he is not, he will dismiss even Guru and Vedanta. He will continue in the same thing. See, he doesn't even question. He says, he laughs at Guru's words. ಗುರುಗಳ ಮಾತನ್ನೇ ನಗುತ್ತಾನೆ. ನಾನು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲವಾ, ಜೀವನ ಅಲ್ಲವಾ, ಕರ್ತಭಕ್ತನ ಅಲ್ಲವಾ, ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದೆ. Everybody knows, everybody thinks like this. This is natural to everybody. How can you say this is wrong? This is natural to everybody. This is what I am. And I have got my intellect, I have got my sense organs, I have got my mind. I use my mind, I'll find out. Human mind is capable of finding out. We have found out many things. Science, we have discovered science, we have discovered rockets, we have discovered bombs, We have discovered aeroplanes, we have discovered the spaceship, we went to the moon, we went to so many places. We have got binoculars, we have got microscope, we discovered many things and we'll do many more things. This is all the victory of the human intellect. This is the victory of human intellect. You mean the very intellect because of which we are able to discover all these things? You mean the very intellect is wrong? You mean my foundational understanding of myself is wrong? If that is wrong, then what else can you do? What else do we have? What other choice you have? ಇದೇ ನಾನು ತಪ್ಪಾದರೆ ಬಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಬೇರೆ ಏನಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ? ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ? What else we have? What else can we do if that is wrong? But your intellect has another capacity. Even that Shastra has to tell you, Guru has to tell you. I tell you, your intellect, your mind has another capacity which you have never used, which you are not aware of. Your mind can turn inward, can observe yourself, can question yourself, can examine yourself and can discover your real self, in which this very intellect is too small. This mind, these sense organs, all these are not you. Your mind is capable of self-observation. Of course, how to observe, at what level, Shastra has to point out, help you to look at yourself. Okay? And this he never knew. ತನ್ನನ್ನು ತಾನೇ ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು, ತನ್ನನ್ನು ತಾನೇ ವಿಚಾರಿಸಬೇಕು ಎನ್ನುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ, ನಮಗದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಂಬುದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಈ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾವೇ ಗಮನಿಸಬಹುದು, ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಹೇಳುವವರೆಗೂ. Until Shastra points out, until Guru points out that my mind has a capacity to observe myself, instead of looking outside, instead of trying to become. See, the very trying to become, which issues from your sense of individuality, doesn't help you. You continue in the same individuality, individual jiva. You don't transcend your individual jiva. The real strength, the real nature, the real you, the real Atma. What he says, though it is the first time I hear from Guru's words, it looks unbelievable. This is a strange thing. This is unbelievable. I've never heard, unseen, unheard of before. Yet, your mind thinks that, oh, he may be true. May be true. It is unbelievable, but I wish it were true. Your mind, one side, it says it is a strange and unbelievable, unheard of before. Yet, your mind loves it. Oh, if this were true, I'd be very happier. If this were true, I wish it were true. This, my sense of individuality, was false. My real self is real. Oh, if this were true, I'm really happy. But is it true? If what you say is true, definitely welcome. It is a welcome thing. But again I do, is it true? Shastra says this is what is true. I've never heard of it. But if what you say is true, oh, I really love it. I welcome it. See, this is what a human being, a person who listens to Vedanta first time feels it. Oh, first thing is it looks unbelievable. At the same time, he loves it. See the strange thing. It is unbelievable. At the same time, you welcome it, you love it. Again, you doubt it. You mean, Guruji, this is what you mean? My individuality is wrong? You mean my intellect is on the wrong footing? My thinking, my observation, my going out, my attempt, my striving, my struggling, my sense organs, mind, my feelings, all these are on the fundamentally wrong? Yes. Oh, it is unbelievable, but I wish it were true. See, this is what, when you hear first time from Vedanta, happens to anybody. We all felt the same thing. It happens to everybody. But more you listen, more you start liking it. Yeah, this is a totally strange but more lovable. Totally strange, but it is good. It's welcome. So each moment you feel shocked. Each new fact Guruji touches a new level in you. Each sentence looks shocking, but at the same time welcome and lovable. Each sentence you will be shocked. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಮಾತು ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೊಸದು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದಾ, ಹೀಗ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಆದರೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದೇ ಇಷ್ಟವಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದು, ಅದೇ ನಿಜವಾಗಬಹುದು, ಅದೇ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಸ್, ದಟ್ ಸೀಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟ್ರೂ. ಓಕೆ, therefore once you get a little idea, a little inclination, a little flash like thing, a little insight, let us say, ಸಣ್ಣ ಹೊಳಪು, ಇದೇ ನಿಜ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದರೆ ಅದಾಗಬಹುದು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಟ್, ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಟ್. ದಿಸ್ ಸೀಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಟ್ರೂ, though looks unbelievable, though looks very strange, but this makes sense. This could be more probable. Then you take interest, because all my attempts, outward mind, extroverted intellect, all my thinking in terms of space and time and relationship, all my relationships are taking me nowhere. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕಾಲ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ಕರ್ತೃ ಭೋಕ್ತೃವಾಗಿದ್ದು ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ಮಾಡಿ ಅನುಭವಗಳು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. More we attempt, all our actions, experiences, knowledges, we are going somewhere. Ultimately, we don't know where we are going. We seem to be gone far off, and at the same time, we have not started at all. In the worldly knowledges, in the worldly attempts, in our all worldly struggle, we have done a lot of struggle, but at the same time, we feel we have not moved any inch. We are at the same point. In spite of so much of struggle, we are at the same point. In spite of so much of doing, still we are at the same point. In spite of knowing so much, still we seem to be ignorant as when we started. Isn't it? We seem to be as ignorant means the whole confusion about life, world, what we are, where we are going, what do we want, are we really heading? Are we really proceeding? Where we are going towards? So more we struggle hard, more we know, we seem to be in the same confusion. We seem to be at the same point. We seem to have not made any headway. We have not made any headway. ಮುಂದುವರೆದಿದ್ದೇ ಅನಿಸಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೋರಾಡಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನಾದರೂ ಜ್ಞಾನವು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯಿತಾ? ಮೊದಲು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀವೋ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀವಾ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ಮುಂದುವರೆದಿದ್ದೇ ಅನಿಸಲ್ಲ. Then we start suspecting somewhere something is wrong, the whole thing is wrong. Totally wrong, fundamentally wrong about my whole outlook, thinking, my acting, my probably somewhere the whole thing is fundamentally wrong. My very acting, my very process, my very goal, everything is wrong. If you discover this, then your real Vedanta begins. It's very interesting. Otherwise, we should have proceeded. Why are we not proceeding? More we struggle, more we are same confusion, because there is no light at all. We say generally the tunnel at the end of light at the end of the tunnel. We have an expression in the English. If you are searching in the total darkness in the darkness in a cave, you are in a cave. You don't know how you got into the cave. Totally dark. We are in the cave. We don't know which direction we have to proceed to be able to come out. We just somewhere we keep on trying, touching something, watching something, somewhere moving, centuries together we struggle. Somewhere we see far off place, there is a little light in a far off place. Away 1 kilometer away, you see a little light. An end of a tunnel, we call it an expression in English. A little light at the end of a tunnel. Far away at the end of the tunnel, a little light we see. We get a hope that yes, we are likely to find a way out of the tunnel. Similarly, when you listen to this first day of Vedanta, oh my, there is some hope. There is some hope to come out of all this struggle. There seems to be something. Then you listen to Vedanta. This is how Vedanta proceeds. Not believing anything. If you believe, I think nothing will happen. Belief is only darkness. Closing your eyes in the darkness and struggling. And you don't know what you are doing, where you are going, whether you have reached or not also you don't know. Whether you have reached or remained, whether you have started or on the way, or whether you are nearing the point, or whether you have reached, or you just don't know anything. Everything is darkness. If you believe blindly, it's meaningless. It is only continuing samsara. A blind belief is only a continuing in samsara. Anyway, so we leave it. Therefore, Vedanta says there is something fundamentally wrong with these things. Then you have to change your whole outlook. That's what Shastra says. Change your outlook. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೋಲ್ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಬೇಕು. ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೀನು ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀಯೋ, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀಯೋ, ಹೇಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀಯೋ ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸಬೇಕು. Look at yourself. The self in which your body, your mind, your sense organs, your sense of I, your individuality, all this is known to you. How? Where? You are aware of all these things. Hold on to that awareness. Hold on to that awareness. So this is what he says. Even the karma yoga. Why we insist on karma yoga? Your values, your feelings. Because these values and feelings, the wrong values, the wrong feelings, emotional attachment, we picked up out of our insecurity, out of our fear, out of insecurity, out of fear, out of our extrovertedness. We developed attachment with people, with property, with money, with language, with religion, with countries, with societies, all kinds of things. In India, we have got the Varna, Ashrama, caste and all. We have got our religions and our societies. We identify with them. Develop a lot of emotional attachment, insecurity, fears, worries, possessions and all that. So these things disturb us. Because these things make us prejudiced. Our emotions, attachments make us prejudiced. Because the emotions come in a way. The attachments come in the way of your objective observation. Okay. Therefore, Karma Yoga tells that first you correct, be relaxed. Don't worry. Be relaxed. Don't be extremes. Don't be too much attached to things. Even the good and bad, both you observe patiently. Patiently, impartially. What is good? Understand why it is good. Bad, why it is bad. Even the good and bad also observe. Understand. See, sometimes the scales with which we judge may go wrong. Even the scales are relative sometimes. The scales which we apply to judge certain, evaluate certain things, even they are relative. Then you come to understand we have to go still fundamentally. We have to go to the root of the problem, root of our life. We have to question our thoughts, our views. You see how the views are formed in a given context, but they don't seem to be true when you go into a different situation, different context. When you look at the situation from another angle, ಅದೇ ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು, ಅದೇ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನು, ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯ ನೋಡಿದ್ದರೆ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ಹಾಗೆ ಅನಿಸಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯುವರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಚೇಂಜ್, ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್, ಯುವರ್ ಔಟ್ಲುಕ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ದೃಷ್ಟಿ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್, ಟೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್, picked up in a given situation, in a given condition. The values are changing. The importances are changing. The views and attitudes are changing. They are relative. They are tentative. They are from an angle. That means human mind is capable of holding certain views, certain angle of looking, and that angle of looking happens to be one angle. It is not absolute. The views it holds are not absolute. They are just views from one angle. You have got many angles of looking, many ways of looking. All these things are changes. Therefore, our attitude should be Karma Yoga means towards the whole universe. Universal means what? Which includes various standpoints, various views, various values. Values from the different angles, different people. Any one group of people, any one person and his view is only one aspect of it. It is not absolute. Therefore, believing first tentatively that there is one thing which is a universal aspect, which is a universal view, which includes all our tentative views, all our limited views. So whatever we see from our limited view, don't take it for granted. Don't be stubborn about these views. This only represents one aspect of it. But there is something reality as it is. Once we understand the limitations of our mind, our angle of looking, then you will become little open-minded. Try to change your mind, change your emotions and fears. Try to be relaxed. Look at the world and the society and the animals and plants and the world, all are one. They are one family, like one person. The plants and animals and human beings of different races, different people, we are all just human. The life is one. Life is one. Because we are all living as living beings one. Let us share each other. Let us understand each other. We have got different aspects, different angles of looking, but they are all part of human life. They are all part of life as a whole. Life means which includes animals, plants, human beings, gods and pitrus and everything. Devatas and pitrus. So it is a large angle of looking. That is Ishvara, we call. That is Bhagavan, that is Ishvara. Then you have to mold your mind and feelings and thoughts according to this Ishvara. That this is Karma Yoga. Therefore, Yukta. Therefore, generally our immediate achievements become important to us. You start a work with a hope to get some result, with a hope to get some benefit, material benefit. So the material benefit becomes so important that we become stubborn about it, fixed about it. Now the Karma Phala Tyaga. Karma Yoga means working, cause and effect, working for a result. You work for result. Plan for it. Work hard, but let your mind be relaxed. Let your mind be not fixed and rigid about it. You work hard and patiently wait for the result. Be open about the result. Whatever the result comes, you will take it. Because the result comes according to your attempt, according to your effort. According to your effort, result comes. ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಫಲ ಬರುತ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡು, ಫಲ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೋಡು. ಫಲ ಕುರಿತು ಮೊದಲೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನೇನೋ ಅಂಟಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಡ. Make effort and wait for the result. Relaxed mind, patiently. Don't be rigid about the result. This is called Karma Yoga. While making efforts, just be relaxed and wait and see what will be the result. This is called Karma Phala Tyaga. Yuktah Karma Phalam Tyaktva. The 12th shloka says, Yuktaha, be concentrated. The mind which is rigid is not concentrated mind. The mind which is negative mind, frustrated mind, attached mind, angry mind is not concentrated. Because the personality is divided by emotions and thoughts. A person who has got a limited view is not integrated personality. Here Yuktaha is the whole personality, holistic personality. Your mind has to be integrated. Your mind, thinking, experiences, thoughts and views should be integrated within yourself, at the same time integrated with the whole universe. Because you don't see one as an against another. All human beings have different views. All views are our views. Because every human view is our view. Because we are all same human beings. The mind as a human mind is one. Your mind, my mind may be holding different views. All these only reflect different aspects of the same one total world. Therefore, all our mind, your mind, my mind and others' mind, we all are holding different views. All these views are part of the one total view. one total vision. Therefore, we don't reject the views and thoughts and feelings of others. We include others' feelings and thoughts as part of us. Take a larger view. So this patient view, a larger view, makes us open-minded. Emotionally also, we share the feelings of all others, the fellow feeling love and care for all the living beings, including animals and plants and insects and everybody. They are also just living beings like us. They are in a different position looking from different angles, but they are also like us. Be sympathetic to them, not against them, not hateful to them, not inimical to them, hostile to them. So this, a tender, loving, caring, a humanistic approach makes your mind karma yogi. Okay? Yuktah karma phalam tyaktva shantim apnoti naishtikim. Such a karma yogi. A person first becomes a karma yogi. That is, personality is relaxed, purified, open-minded. Such mind can have an introspective mind. It can observe your body, mind and sense organ, time, space, the whole world. It can take the view of avastha, waking, dream and deep sleep. It can take the view of all the three states. Three states in a larger way, in a collective way, in a universal way. Three states in a universal way. The entire waking state, which includes the entire waking world, time, space and all. Similarly, dream state and deep sleep. So, you come to observe the three states in a much deeper level, in a universal standpoint. So, as a karma yogi, it becomes easy for self-inquiry. Therefore, karma yoga is necessary. See, he is talking two things. One is self-inquiry, another is karma yoga. In few shlokas talks of karma yoga, few shlokas talks of the truth and jnana yoga. Again, few shlokas karma yoga, because he is trying to say even karma yoga is important. Don't ignore it, because that prepares you, that helps you to have a right standpoint, a right mind which is capable of inquiring, capable of self-observation. Self-observation is the direct path, the direct way to understand the Atman, the real nature of the Atman, the real nature of the truth of the universe. The truth of yourself is the truth of the universe, because you are the underlying truth of the entire universe. Transcending your individuality, you are the truth behind the whole universe when you transcend your individuality. Don't confine yourself to an individual outlook and look at the world. So, for that, you have to just a little withdraw your mind and sense organs. Little withdrawal is in terms of positive mind, open mind, a universal mind. This is what karma yoga gives you. Withdrawal doesn't mean just sitting alone in your room and sitting in a forest, have a shed and leave this thing, like Thoros, American Thoros, I told you. That is not the withdrawal we are talking about here. It's a universal outlook. The narrow individual outlook should be given up. Don't feel, because all our hatred comes out of fear and insecurity. Some of these religions and ideas, all this play on your insecurity and fear. You divide the people based upon name, language and etc., religion and groups, economic status and all, and then put one human being against another. That means dividing people and putting one against another is creating insecurity. The insecure mind is not an objective mind. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭದ್ರತ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಸಂಕುಚಿತ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಮನೋದೋಷಗಳು ರಾಗದ್ವೇಷಗಳಿದ್ದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಶುದ್ಧವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತತ್ವ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಮೈಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್, ಅಭದ್ರತಾ ಭಾವನೆ ಇರುವ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ತತ್ವ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಮೈಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಹೇಟ್ಫುಲ್, ಮೋರ್ ವರೀಡ್, ಮೋರ್ ಟೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್, ಮೋರ್ ಫಿಯರ್. ನೈದರ್ ಫಿಯರ್ ನಾರ್ ಹೇಟ್ರೆಡ್. Fear is also insecurity, hatred is also insecurity. Both are impurities of mind. Therefore, make the mind open, loving, be good and natural. Okay? So that mind is capable of self-inquiry. It is not prejudiced. It doesn't get carried away by things. it should not get carried away even by Shastra's teaching. Because Shastra is advising you to observe and learn. Instead of observing, if you believe, you won't proceed. You won't understand. When you don't understand, you will be misunderstanding Shastra. Shastra won't be of any help to you. If you are not open mind, Shastra can't help you. If you start believing it, then belief itself is an obstruction. You don't discover. That itself is a nature of insecurity and fear. It is a fear and insecurity if you hold on to certain ideas. You are seeking an emotional satisfaction because that insecure mind, by holding on it, feels secure. A feeling of security is not the truth. See, a feeling of security only shows that your mind is still fearful and holding on to something. It has not discovered the fact. It is only seeking an emotional support. Emotional support is not truth. Okay? Therefore, mind has to be relaxed, peaceful, open mind. Therefore, Karma Yoga, he tells at every step, follow Karma Yoga. Because Karma Yoga, people think that, oh, I am okay. People ignore Karma Yoga. Therefore, again and again and again and again, it is reminded, so that we have to be very careful about, because mind plays its own tricks. It looks that mind is relaxed, but there is an underlying subconscious somewhere, some kind of insecurity, fear, immaturity continues. Negative emotions, negative thoughts, narrow mind, they continue. Therefore, it has to be repeatedly told, again and again, check your mind. Again and again, check your mind. Make it open. Therefore, yukta karma phalam tyaktva shanti mapnoti naishtikim. Yuktaha, if a mind is such a concentrated, integrated mind, relaxed mind, when follows Karma Yoga, shanti mapnoti. As a result of that, it will be able to, here is talking two steps directly. One is Karma Yoga, and the result Shanti Mapnoti Naishtikim, that the second part of the first line of the Gita, first line of the shloka, is talking the final result of Jnana Yoga. Shanti Mapnoti Naishtikim. You get absolute peace and happiness. Absolute peace which transcends your individuality. Naishtiki Shanti, he uses the word Naishtiki. That Naishtiki Shanti is the absolute peace and joy, absolute peace and bliss, which transcends individuality, which transcends the very mind. Not the peace within the mind. You transcend the very mind. Oh, then you are no more an individual. You are the absolute being, the total being. You are the absolute being, whole universe is you. So the peace comes to you when you discover your real self, which is the universal self, which is the truth underlying the whole universe, beyond time and place, beyond individuality, beyond the mind. It is the very Atma. The happiness of the Atma, the peace of the Atma, the fearlessness about the Atma, the fearlessness which is the nature of Atma. The deathlessness, it is free from death, it is immortal. It is totally free and happy. Okay, so that happiness you will get it. If you prepare your mind with Karma Yoga, of course you will take up Vichara, self-enquiry too. Okay, ayukta kamakarena. If a person ignores Karma Yoga, hastily goes to Vedanta, it becomes too intellectual, conceptual. The conceptual knowledge that you picked up, which you have not discovered as a result of self-enquiry. Because you have not done self-enquiry, you only picked up the concept of it. Concept doesn't help you to transcend individuality. Transcend your mind, sense organs, intellect, your sense of individuality, sense of I notion. It doesn't help you to transcend, because it is only a concept. Therefore, ayukta kamakarena, a person who doesn't have a good integrated personality, developed as a result of Karma Yoga. That means if you don't practice Karma Yoga, you don't develop a good personality, then the mind consciously, unconsciously will be led by its own emotions, thoughts and fears and unconscious, It will just go away somewhere. It picks up certain concepts and ideas which it is unable to discover, it will be useless. Phale sakto nibadyate. A person who becomes rigid, who becomes a narrow-minded, one-sided mind, holds on to something it believes, because an insecure mind holds on to something. Karma phala asakti means what? An insecure mind alone becomes rigid about things and property and relationship, religion and the society and the people and the family and the relatives and all. About each thing it becomes insecure and tries to hold on. Tries to hold on to the things. Such an insecure mind will be immature mind, incapable of understanding. Therefore, phale sakto nibadyate. He is bound. Nibadyate is totally bound. He won't become free. He won't be liberated spiritually. Because spiritually he will be, inwardly he will be insecure. He won't be free from insecurity. Okay. Whereas the person who follows Karma Yoga, he will be capable of doing vichara, self-enquiry. Then as a result of enquiry, he comes to discover the real nature of Atma. Okay. 12th shloka we have completed. I think we'll stop with this today. Next shloka 13. Now is directly touching the Atma Swarupa. Okay. Now the very nature of the Atman, directly we'll see in the next class. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashe. This is the beautiful shloka and important shloka. There is a Shankaracharya's commentary on this, a slightly bigger commentary, a big paragraph is there. I think we have to discuss 1, 2, 3 shlokas. 3, why 4 shlokas? All the 4 shlokas are beautiful. Each shloka needs at least 1 or 2 classes, because all of them are beautifully touching your nature, turn your attention and help you to discover the Atman, nature of the Atma. It helps you to discover beautifully. Sarvadvarani manasa sanyastaste, sarvakarmani manasa sanyasta. How the transcending karma and stay as the Atman. Navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan nakarayan. How he transcends and stays as an Atman, discovers himself as an Atman. This is the beautiful point. I think in continuously 4, 5, you can say in all 4, 5 only directly Atma Swarupam. Directly Atma Swarupam is discussed in these 4 or 5 shlokas. We'll see in the next. Oh, is it true? 12:15? Oh, or that time has moved fast. Anyway, I was not paying attention to time. Okay, we'll stop it. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tats.